start, we'll have each student athlete and coach make an opening statement. Coach, if you could just start and talk about your thoughts on the game today.
Yeah, first credit to UC Irvine. I thought they played us very tough. Made it very difficult on us in the first half. Pretty stingy defensively, but I thought kind of the biggest adjustment we made at halftime was just talking about just our mentality and coming out with more of an urgency to get forward and be dangerous. And I thought the team did an awesome job of responding that second half, and we looked like a team that was hungry to score goals and win the game.
Thanks, Coach K. If you do have a minute, give your thoughts.
Same thing. Like Wes said, credit to UCI. They were a great team, scrappy. Gave us a lot of problems, with their forwards running in behind and stuff. But just really proud of the team coming together. I thought second half we put together a few really good plays, and my friend over here, Felicia, was nice enough to put two away for us. So I thought it was just a really good game. We're looking forward to the next one.
I think it was an overall good team effort. Even when things, I guess, weren't going our way in the first half, I felt like we'd still try to plug away and create chances in the second half. And like Wes said, our urgency going forward in the second half really showed, and we created a lot more chances in the second half.
All right, thank you. We'll go ahead and just take questions.
Coach, what would you think was the biggest difference, of course, besides the aggressiveness, that led to you getting more opportunities and eventual goals in the second half compared to the first?
Yeah, I think really just that mentality is what we kind of preached at halftime, and we talked about an urgency to go forward, but you saw runs going forward, you saw balls going forward, movement, activity, and you just saw a lot more. Felicia used the word urgency. I thought that was a key. For me, I didn't feel it was a tactical adjustment. It wasn't for me like, well, we need to change shape or anything like that. It was like, no, we just need to have more of a desire and a commitment to try to go score goals. I think we came in at halftime with only 2 shots. There were 2 very good opportunities, but only 2 shots on goal in the first half. And we're a team that is one of the leaders in the country, right? We lead the country in goals scored, and yet we had 2 shots in the first half. But you look at the second half, and I think it ended up 14 shots in the second half, and that to me was not a tactical adjustment. That was mentality.
Felicia, this is not the first time you've done something like that on a corner. Can you take me through that specific one, where you were aiming, what you were trying to do?
Honestly, there's normally gaps in the defenders. I can see from where the corner is, and Macy raised her hand on the backside, so that indicated to me that the backside was open. So just hit an in swinger to the back post was the goal, and obviously that worked. So
Felicia, you've set a record this season for assists. I think, what is it, 8 goals too? Which one do you enjoy more if you have to pick?
I like to assist. I like to give the ball to the goal scorers. I think it's more fun to help somebody else score. But ultimately, if they're not in the right place, if my teammates aren't giving me the ball, if they're not scoring goals, then I don't get these accolades. So it's a team effort. It all comes back to the team goal. So.
Kat, you also broke some records today for assists. I don't know if you know, you're now the sole number 3.
I did not know that.
Wow.
Thank you.
For assists for the season.
Nice.
And you're tied for number 3 overall.
Yay, Kat! Yay, Kat!
Stop it.
What does that mean with this season? You've been here for a while building the program. We just kind of talk about that. So.
Yeah. Well, first, thank you for letting me know. I was not aware of that. And second, that stuff's awesome. But when I first came here, back in 2018, and what Wes and I talked about when I was getting recruited and stuff was changing a culture, changing a program, building this team to be a national contender. It's just, I was talking to my parents about it last night. It's almost surreal for me to be able to kind of be a part of a program, like be a part of the team that's taking this program to that level and stuff. So, all the individual stuff is cool, like kind of what Felicia said, but it's the team, and where our team is just culture-wise, mentality-wise, and obviously it's translating to success in the field. This is what I wanted to come to Alabama for, and it's been awesome to be a part of.
For either Kat or for, excuse me, I have a brain fart. Kat or Felicia, there was a lot of physicality in the game. It was getting chippy. A lot of players were, kind of butting heads on the field. Just how do you kind of manage it and not get too sucked into it and focus on soccer?
You want both of us to answer that, or
You got it.
I'll take time to think.
I think ultimately the goal still stays the same. The little things in the background might interrupt our play and stuff like that, but for the most part, we still try to plug away at creating chances and going forward and getting territory. So the overall goal is to do those things, and if the ref or fouls or calls like that may not go our way, we still have to continue with the game.
Yeah, I think part of it too is just keeping a cool head and knowing what our overall goal is and stuff. Our goal isn't to, we obviously want to be physical and we want to, be aggressive, as Wes talked about earlier and stuff. But the ticky-tacky stuff, the fouls, all that happens in a game, in soccer. But keeping a cool head is something that I think we do a good job of preaching and stuff, and just knowing what the overall goal is.
Coach, what did you think of the team's energy today after a short turnaround of just playing on Friday?
Pretty impressed. Not a lot of turnaround, right? I mean, you finish that game, late Friday night, and here we are, midday Sunday, and got to turn around and play again. But I think the preparation that we did all season long, starting with them, over the summer, coming in fit. I've talked about that before. We can't do what we do if we don't have, fit athletes, and so the fitness that we came in with, and then you look at, our body of work, throughout the season, and we challenged our team in a variety of ways. But there was a couple different times where we had short turnaround. Starting with I guess the FAU Miami series. We ended up playing FAU on a Friday. We were supposed to play them on a Thursday, ended up playing them on a Friday, and then had to turn around and play Miami on a Sunday. And then you look at the Utah trip that we took, where we played the 3 games in a short amount of time. You look at the SEC tournament. This was basically kind of like the first and second round of the SEC tournament, where we played Mississippi State on a Tuesday, and then turned around and played Vanderbilt on a Thursday. And so we knew that we were capable of doing it, right? We've done it before, and but credit to these players and their teammates. They were awesome today.
For Felicia and Kat, do you all prefer the 1 week layoffs or the shorter turnarounds like this weekend?
I want as much rest as possible. No, it's fun playing back to back. I mean, the games are exciting. We're having fun, so it is nice to play back to back. But for body wise and rest, it's nice to have a couple days off. So the next 5 days will be nice to have rest and treatment and things to help our bodies recover.
I don't like to wait. I'd like to play tomorrow.
You're not ready.
I get bored and anxious. I want to play tomorrow, but no, for sure, it'll be awesome for us to have 4 or 5 days to rest and get our legs back. And it's nice that school is out, so for them they get to just kind of chill out, and we'll train, but when we're not training, they're not going to have to worry about going to class and taking tests and exams and studying. And well, I guess they will be studying a little bit, but certainly not. Shouldn't have papers due and stuff like that. So it's going to be a nice week leading up to our Elite Eight game.
Now the game still has to be played, but there is the potential of having a rematch against South Carolina. This is a question for any three. Just what is the idea of being able to compete against them again?
Yeah, well, first of all, for us to just be able to sit back and enjoy the game tonight without without any stress or any worry, knowing that hey, we're hosting, and whoever wins, and we'll play them. Selfishly, not knowing much about Duke, and no disrespect to Duke or anything like that, but selfishly, I think we'd love to play South Carolina again. I mean, what a great opponent. They've kind of been the along with Arkansas, probably the standard of the SEC, the top of the SEC, the past 4, 5, 6, 7 years, for us to have beat them earlier in the season, I think that was one of the key moments of our season, and then for them to turn around and beat us in the SEC tournament, I think we've built a nice little rivalry, and I think it'd be a lot of fun to play them. And then on top of that, just pulling for SEC teams. I mean, I think it would be great. We'd be guaranteed an SEC team in the College Cup if we played South Carolina next round.
For either player, what kind of goes into getting ready for a familiar opponent like South Carolina would be if you get to play them again?
Yeah, I think a lot of what goes into getting ready for any game. You watch film, you kind of talk about tactics, everything like that. I think Wes has done a really good job on talking about how no matter what team we're playing, whether they're familiar or they're not, it's us doing what we do best that's going to win us games and everything. And so I think the emphasis isn't as much on them as it is on getting us back and getting us ready to take on the next opponent, whichever that is. But obviously, a couple players to watch out for, a couple things that you look and say, oh, that didn't work last game. Like, let's make sure we address that. But yeah, end of the day, it comes down to us, though.
My final question is pretty big picture. You got here 8 years ago. You know, not a lot of program recognition.
I
8
didn't
years.
either.
I was not here. I've been here a while, not 8 years though.
You got not a lot of program recognition when you got here. Flash forward 8 years, 7 years. I covered the team last year. Kind of a weird season. Won a lot at home. Struggled on the road. Won the first tournament game in program history. And then, of course, this year. What's the key to kind of sustaining success for the years to come?
Oh man, wish I had. Well, I don't know if I have enough time to give you all my thoughts here, and but I think just the culture and the foundation that we built upon, right? It wasn't a quick fix. It wasn't, it was years and years of ingraining the right mentality and the work ethic and bringing in the right players and just so many things that just took time to build. And I believe, unfortunately we'll be losing Kat next year to graduation, even though we'd love to keep her a sixth year, but she'll be leaving. But thankfully we've got Felicia back and a lot of good players coming back that are that really kind of helped set the foundation for this program. And so I believe we've built this in a way that we're going to be successful for years to come. And are we going to be able to win 22, 23 games every year? I don't know. That would certainly be our goal, but I do believe that we've built a program here that has the chance to win a lot of games each year, and so I'm certainly excited about that.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Yeah, appreciate y'all.
Thank you guys. Appreciate y'all.